All right, so today I'm gonna be walking you through all of the gear that I take riding with me on a daily basis as a professional rider, from my helmets to my shoes and a few unexpected items in between. We're gonna cover it all, so let's get into it. So here's a look at all the bags that I use to hold all of my riding gear. There's this bag, which has all my downhill bike kit, this bag, downhill bike helmet and goggles, and this bag, which has all my trail bike gear. For today's video, we're gonna start from left to right, so we're gonna go downhill bike first, downhill bike helmet, and then trail bike gear. But I have to say, the trail bike stuff is the gear I'm most excited about, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss that. So starting things off here with the downhill bike bag. This is a brown bag from DB that I've had for 6 years, I think. Not particularly partial to the bag, but it's done a good job and it's stuck around this long. So that's the actual bag. And our first item is the most important item for me for riding my downhill bike, and that's my chest protector. This is the Fox Raceframe D30 on the back. It's super comfortable, and I seriously cannot ride my downhill bike without this thing. I feel naked if I'm riding a downhill bike just in a t-shirt or something. So really need the chest protector. I love this thing and can't recommend it enough. And now taking a look here at the actual riding kit. So we're gonna start with the pants. So this is the Fox Flexair Alpha Pant, size 32 waist. For reference, for all the sizing on this stuff, I'm 5'11" tall and I weigh about 170 pounds. So these fit me really, really well. You're gonna see I wear quite a lot of pads when I ride my downhill bike. So I wear knee pads, hip pads, shin pads, and ankle braces. And with all of that stuff on my body, I find that this Flexair Alpha Pant fits me really, really well. It's tight enough, but not too baggy. I don't prefer too baggy and don't prefer too tight, and this is right in the middle for me. So really, really psyched on these. When I am riding my downhill bike, say at a bike park, and I'm not riding in shin pads and ankle braces, just knee pads, I really like the way that the standard Fox Flexair Pant feels. So kind of two options depending on what your sort of kit style is, but for this kit I'm going to be showing you guys today, which is what I ride the most in out here in southern Utah. The Flexair Alpha fits perfectly. Now for jersey, my favorite jersey lately has been this Fox Ranger jersey. I've actually never gotten as many comments about a single piece of clothing I've been wearing as this jersey, so it seems like you guys really like it. It's kind of like this gray with a light black camo vibe, really, really lightweight. I just filmed my latest short film called All We've Ever Wanted in this kit. I really, really like the way this fits, and I wear a size large. Once again, 5'11" tall, looking for the logo there, yeah. Size large. I wear an XL t-shirt, so that's what I'm rocking right now, but I like the large riding gear. And now for underneath that stuff, this is a part of my kit that I think is pretty abnormal, but I order these kind of, let's flip this around here. This is just like a tight, I don't even know what you'd call it, just synthetic undershirt. And I like to wear this underneath my chest protector. So it keeps my chest protector from getting too sweaty and nasty over time. I've had that same chest protector for years now. And this is just really easy to wash. I've got 4 of them because I typically ride 3 days in a row. So I can always just wear a fresh one so I'm not smelling too bad. And I like this, they're really long in the back. Well, I guess long in the front and the back. And I'm able to tuck it into my riding pants. It makes a really nice clean kit, especially when I'm filming. This is a pretty niche, I guess, issue, but I don't like it when the back of the jersey kind of comes up on a trick and then you can see, I don't mind seeing the chest protector, but I don't like seeing my skin. I prefer seeing like a full undershirt. So that's a pretty niche thing, but I really like these. I'll link them down in the description in case you want to try them out. And all these items will be linked down in the description, but that's a particularly niche one, so I figured I'd mention it. The other kind of niche item is these Ethika tights. So this is like a thin sweat wicking tight, and I like to wear these underneath the pads that I'm about to show you guys. My rationale for this is it helps keep the pads in place, and it keeps, well, for one, it actually helps make them a touch more comfortable for a really long day of riding, I find, but it keeps the pads from getting too sweaty, kind of like the undershirt there with the chest protector. And once again, I got like 4 of these, so I can just rotate them out. And yeah, these have lasted a long time. I think I've had the same ones for like probably 3 years now. So yeah, they work really well, keeps the pads nice and comfy for a super long day of riding. Sometimes I'm padded up for like 6 to 8 hours if we start digging or something. You never really know what the day's gonna bring out here. And yeah, keeps your pads from getting too stinky. So really recommend these as well. Taking a look now at some of the pads that I like to wear over those Ethika tights. We're gonna start with the knee pads. This is the Fox Launch Pro D30 knee pad. These have lasted me for absolutely ever. I don't actually know when I was first sent these, but I've had these for a super long time. And they have a bit of Velcro on the front, so they have a hard plastic shield that you can run as well. I typically don't run it, but these are my knee pads of choice when riding a downhill bike. And then, I guess this should have been the first item, but above those knee pads, I run these Fox protective shorts. I think this is model name is the Titan. I'll check for you guys right now. Just looking at the website now, these have actually been updated. So the new version is called the Baseframe Pro short. So I'll link those down below. I've just had these forever and they're still going strong. So why swap them out when they're still working well? And then underneath the knee pads on the downhill bike, I run the Shadow Conspiracy BMX shin pads. I picked these things up, I think 6 months ago. So these are still pretty fresh in the kit. Before this, I was running a brand called Fuse, their shin pads, and the Fuse ones are most certainly way more protective than the Shadow Conspiracy ones, but they're a little too bulky. I have ripped the pad on this just from getting a shinner, but they do their job and they work okay. They've kind of gotten some holes into the back of them, but they do their job. And then not quite last but not least, but the last item I wear on the lower part of my body here are these ankle braces. What brand are these? These are McDavid, and these came from Walmart. Sometimes I order a more expensive version of these from Amazon. They last anywhere from 1 to 2 years, and they kind of start to lose their structural integrity. I swap them out. So these have lasted a long time. I think they're like 10 bucks a pop at Walmart. Taking a look now at the final piece of protective gear that I wear. These are the Fox Enduro elbow pads. I absolutely love these. I got these about a year ago. I just kind of ordered them on a whim. I was like, I've never had elbow pads before. Like, let's try it out. And oh my gosh, I love these. They're really confidence inspiring when I'm out there doing something gnarly. And I always wear them now. They're great. They're not too intrusive. This is like the Enduro version, so it's a little thinner. And yeah, really can't recommend these enough. I love them. So now we're gonna take a look at kind of the remaining miscellaneous items that live in this bag. So most important, can't forget water. This is a Hydro Flask 40-ounce water bottle. Got my Abbey Tools sticker on here, the bomb hole. It's a great podcast. And I think I had a Traeger grill sticker, but that thing wore off. So anyways, I've had this water bottle for years now. Works great. I mean, it's not too special. It's just a water bottle. And then we got a couple of miscellaneous snacks. We got some pistachios. It's a good riding snack. And then got this pure organic layered fruit bar. Good little sugary snack for when you're out riding. We got a wrapper from an old RX bar. And we got some peanuts. So always got to have snacks. That's a pretty light load. Typically I'm packing a ton of snacks, and I actually have a little lunch box that I probably should have included in this video. I like bringing a little lunch box out riding with me. Sometimes I'll put some refrigerated snacks in there, like a little Costco has these like little mini charcuterie boards, excuse me, that I like bringing riding, and coconut water. And then in this little side pocket, I have this random multi-tool that a friend gave me like a super long time ago. Doesn't see that much use. And then in here, one of the Allen keys actually fell out, but I've got this set. I've got this set of Park Tool Allen keys. I've had these for years now. I do, of course, always bring my proper toolbox with me everywhere I go, but sometimes if I'm far away from the car or something, it's nice to have a full set of Allen keys. All right, bag number 2 now. This is a Fox Rampage Pro Carbon helmet bag. It just comes when you get one of their helmets, so it's a nice little thing to be included. And in here, I always keep 3 pairs of goggles with me in addition to the helmet. So I'll pull kind of all this out sort of in one go. So the way I pack it is I do 3 goggles. If you kind of line them up right, they are all able to fit inside the helmet, which works super well. So I got all 3 pairs of those gogs, got the helmet, and then I've also got in here, we have 2 pairs of black Flexair gloves. So I ride the size medium glove. So definitely a touch on the small side when I first get them, but they kind of stretch out. I really like a nice tight fitting glove. So I ride the size medium Fox Flexair glove, size medium Fox Rampage Pro Carbon. This has been with me since when I've had this helmet since October, I think. Had a little bit of a get off in October and needed to replace the helmet. So that's the story with this thing. And then,
are you okay?
Why 3 goggles? Well, you gotta match the goggle to the kit you're wearing. And sometimes I don't know what kit I'm gonna wear. So you gotta have multiple color options, of course, and also multiple lens options. So for the most part, I'm always rocking a clear lens, but I actually have a few of these really fancy Fox lenses that are super baller and they adjust with the sun. So those are kind of my favorite. That's what's in this lens, or in this goggle, excuse me. So this is actually a combination of a few different goggles. I took the strap and then the frame from another one. So we got the white main frame with the black strap, and then we've got the baller adjusting lens. I don't know what it's actually called in here. And then this goggle, we got a red one, super clean. It's like a darkish red. And then here we have a gray goggle. This gray goggle has probably been my favorite, I'd say almost for the last like 2 years. It's pretty dirty. I air compress out the straps like super aggressively to get them clean because the orange Southern Utah dirt will get these things dirty pretty quick. So yeah, those are the 3 different goggles that I pack, and then the helmet I wear and the glove situation, and everything fits really well in the Rampage Pro Carbon bag. Just quickly before we move on to the trail riding gear, here's a look at the shoes I rock. So these are the Fox Union flat shoes. So I run these whenever I'm running flat pedals. So always on my downhill bike for the most part, and then once in a while on the trail bike. This is a kind of gray colorway. These are pretty fresh, really stoked on them. And then for all of the clipless or clipped in applications, whatever the heck you want to call it, I run the Fox Union clipless version. And this is the BOA option, and this is the Greg Minar signature color. I think you can probably see that in there. I'm really stoked on this all white shoe. I think it looks really clean. So yeah, now let's hop in and look at all the trail riding gear. And now, last but most definitely not least, this is the bag that keeps all of my trail bike gear. I'm really stoked about all the new stuff from Fox that I've got in here. This is a Adidas Adventure bag. I don't exactly remember when I got this or what the story is, but yeah, let's get into this. I've just had this bag for a long time, but it's been doing its job. So starting off with the kit, here we are, Fox Flexair line again. These are just Flexair black shorts, nothing too crazy, size 32. These are great. I think I've probably had this same exact pair of shorts like probably 4 years or something. They last forever, so that's good. And then we have a Fox jersey, so size large, similar to the downhill bike jersey. This is also the Ranger line. I really like the way that, I like the design of this. It's just the straight gray and then this kind of like textured vented gray on the bottom with the black sleeves. I think it looks really, really clean. So yeah, that's one of my favorite riding kits. And then for gear, we got a Fox chamois. And then we've got the 2 items that I'm the most stoked about. So this is the new Fox ProFrame RS. This came out, I don't know, I think like a month or 2 ago now. Yeah, really sick new helmet, very comfortable. And I really like the way that the helmet looks, especially when I'm shooting riding footage. I think it looks great. So really stoked on that. And I know many of you have been commenting that the helmet looks good on camera too. So that's really cool to see. And then this is my favorite item of the bag. These came out recently as well from Fox. This is their new Enduro Pro knee pad. I'm really, really stoked on the fit of these. I ride the size medium pad. And these just fit really, really well. They're very comfortable. I've had a really good time riding in these. I've had them for, I want to say a month now, maybe a little bit longer, more like 2 months. And yeah, I haven't crashed in them yet, so that's a good thing. So I can't say how they handle a crash, but for everyday riding, they're very, very comfortable. And then similar to the goggles, you gotta have glasses that match your kit. So we got 2 pairs of Smith, I think this is the Squad? No, Smith Wildcat, I think. I should check. So yes, according to Google, these are the Smith Wildcats. I have no affiliation with Smith. A friend of mine sent me this pair. I bought this pair retail price in 2021. So these are 4 years old. So I got this pair, white frame, black lens. Well, I guess they come with 2 lenses, so the clear and the black. And then I got this pair. And this is the more loud option. So we're running the, it's like a gray frame with the, or gray and orange frame, black lens in there. So really stoked to have these 2 options. You know, it's not every day you got a kit that goes with the orange, but orange is my favorite color. So I get psyched when I get to wear the orange pair of those. And then a few more things. Similar situation to the full face helmet bag. I have a plethora of black Fox Flexair gloves, all size medium. Why are there so many pairs of gloves in this bag? I think this is 3 pairs of gloves. To be honest, I don't exactly know. They accumulate over time and they don't really tend to go bad. So they end up just in there and then I just wash them all in one go. So that's what's up with these gloves. Sometimes I ride gloves, sometimes I don't. I see many of you guys comment about that, like, yo, why aren't you wearing gloves? Most of the time that's the comment. But lately I'm in a glove phase, so that's why there's gloves in here. And then for the last item, we've actually got these makeup removal wipes, which is pretty random. Now the reason that the makeup removal wipes are in there is I broke my nose when I was younger. Didn't get it fixed, so can't really breathe that well out of my nose. Some of you have commented about that as well, so yeah, it's pretty obvious, but the makeup removal wipes, I'm able to wipe my nose down and toss a nose strip on there, which really helps me breathe, and those help the nose strips adhere to my skin. So now we're gonna take a look at the very last section here of this bag. Got some good stuff. So we've got the Garmin heart rate monitor. I've had this for many years now, it works great. And then a recent thing that I have been playing around with is I'm borrowing this from a friend. It's a Garmin Edge, the 840 model, I believe. So first time I've ever had a cycling computer, and I've really been enjoying it. So that's been fun to mess with. And then we've got 2 Winter Park, Bike Park seasons passes. So don't need these anymore. But yeah, that's everything that I take riding with me, from the downhill bike to the trail bike. All the main pieces of the riding gear, from the helmets to the shoes, all the random stuff. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comment section. I will most definitely respond, and we'll see you next week for another upload. Peace.